Yo, what is up? I'm Jay Evensen. I'm currently 24 years old, and I'm from the Jersey Shore. And welcome to my audition tape. I'm your stereotypical Jersey boy, not like the Broadway kind. I actually can't sing, can't hit that. I'm more of like the obsessed with meatballs. Comes from that loud, obnoxious Italian family. Think the Sopranos minus the. I'm come from that big loud family. I'm one of 50 something cousins. I've got 2 dozen aunts and uncles. You get the picture. But growing up in that kind of environment, you're kind of forced to find your niche pretty early on in life. And my niche was labeled big ears. Not because I have big ears. I'd argue they're quite small. But because I'm always listening, to the point where my mom can't have phone calls in the house. My dad takes important phone calls for work out in his truck. You get the picture. I'm always listening. Like this last Thanksgiving, my mom and my cousin were having a conversation on the front porch. So I snuck around the house, hid in a bush, and eavesdropped. Found out my cousin was pregnant with her first baby before her husband did, which is chef's kiss, masterclass work. But I get ridiculed for this kind of stuff. Rightfully so. But I think I'd be rewarded for it on Survivor. Because like Tony Shack, but imagine Jay's mansion. The dream. But I also grew up in a very hardworking family, very blue collar. My dad's a construction worker, my mom cleans houses, and they've really put their blood, sweat, and tears into raising my brother and I, which I'm eternally grateful for. And it's really rubbed off into how I am as a person. Like in college, I worked 3 jobs. I was a manager at a local ice cream shop. Ooh, sorry about that. I sold surfboards at a surf shop, and I was also a legal assistant at a global corporate law firm, which is a really cool job. But I worked my ass off to get myself through college, and then I was eventually a first-gen college graduate, first in the fucking family. And now I'm beginning to reap the fruit of all my hard work. In college, I was able to finance a semester at sea, which is a crazy adventure. I think the only more crazy adventure would be Survivor. And I got a super cool job straight out of the gate. I'm working for Waste Management as a financial operations analyst. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's a fun job. I spend the first half of my day analyzing and crunching numbers, looking at our finances and looking for errors within our operations. And then I get to meet with an array of teams throughout the company. This is the fun part about my job. And get to present my findings and collaboratively work with people to come up with solutions. But I'm meeting with people from all walks of life and all parts of the company. Some days I'm meeting with our white collar bros. Think you're lawyers, you're accountants. And I gotta put that stick up my ass and say, yes, sir, no, sir, thank you, sir. And really just be the bitch of the conversation and put everything out on them, put everything on a golden platter for them. And other times I'm meeting with your blue collar dudes. Think you're truckers, you're plant workers. And I get to gravitate down to earth and be more of a person. I can cuss a little. I can say, bro, you're fucking up, but let's work together, collaborate, and come up with a solution. And I think being able to mold a conversation to get your point across the best, depending on whoever is on the other side of the conversation, the receiver of the conversation, is an important skill to have in life, but especially in the game of Survivor. And I'm honing in on that skill day after day. So when you throw me on a tribe with people from all walks of life, guess what? I know how to convince the lawyer to do what I want. Guess what? I know how to convince the garbage man to do what I want, because I do this every effing day. And that's only the peak of the iceberg of my strategy. I think my main strategy going into the game of Survivor is to use people's perceptions against them. I know when you look at me, I look like your dumb surfer bro. I mean, I've got the botched ash bleached hair. I dress the part. I have this surfer slang. And I even have a St. Christopher necklace, which is the basic of basic bitch surfer necklaces anyone can have. But mine's gold. And guess what? That is partially true. I am a surfer bro. I live at the beach. The beach is my 5 to 9. But there's a lot more layers to me. Once you start peeling the layers back, you're like, oh, this dude reads 100 books a year. Oh, he knows how to code. Oh, he plays competitive Pokemon. Like, there's a lot more beyond what you see. There's a brain beneath this blonde, bleached hair. And so when I'm on the island and people are writing me off as the guy who's just there to tan, just there to meet babes and guys, I'm writing their name on a parchment and sending them home. I'm the mastermind that you cannot see. Because people's perceptions become their reality, and my perception is I'm smart. I know how to win this game, and I'm going to do that because I have so much gas in my tank for this show. I'm thirsty for this adventure. I've been a Survivor superfan my whole life. I quoted Probst for my senior year. I used to force my friends to sleep in the woods on my birthday to play Survivor. But being a superfan isn't even part of it. I would say my main reasoning for wanting to go on Survivor is because I live my life 110% every effing day. Because when I came into this world, someone died for me. Me and my twin were at an emergency C-section because I was supposed to die. Then things flipped, and my brother James ended up passing away a few weeks after I was born. And after finding that out, I have to push myself 110% because if I don't live my life for two, if I don't live my life to my fullest, my twin died for nothing. And that's going to be my secret weapon in the game of Survivor. When the going gets tough, I'm going to dig deep for James. And that's how I'm going to win this game. And I'm ready to be the sole survivor of Survivor 51 or 52. So call me, give me the chance, shoot your shot.